Hard to explain. Just a little surprise. There's a guy named Matt in there. I know. He looks weird. Just saying again. The cuerpo go. Lucky Doug, I was also born in 83. Technically, this was a couple of years before my time, too, but I don't fucking care. It's still awesome. Thanks, Sony. I feel like you might be one of the only people to say that on this app, but I appreciate it, though. Appreciate it very much. Guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Doing a quick late Sunday night deal. I don't know how long we'll be on for, but we're here. Yes, this song came out in 1980. That's right. That's when Gaucho came out, which is the album this was on. It is a little late. That's why I've said we're no guarantees on how late we're going to be on tonight. So. Welcome in all of our friends. If you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box and let's have a conversation. Hello to all of our friends over on the Tube as well. Hello, friends on the Tube. Glad you guys are joining us. Oh, hello, Erica.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm very proud of myself
Oh,
that I properly slept.
like for real, real?
Yeah. What time did I message you? Well, for me it was like 9:30ish and I went to bed then and I've just woken up and it's 5:35. That's good going.
Congratulations. We're so proud
Thank,
of you.
thank you. Every time I woke up I just went, "No, go back to sleep."
Good job. We're so proud of you. Buckhorn Creek Craft. Yeah, accept the request, guys. Tap that screen. Get this thing. Let's get this thing rolling. Help out with that live goal. If you vote for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to turn the Google Voice number on. Oh, we're gonna have to try that. Try that sucker out. But we'd rather talk to see if there's anyone on TikTok who wants to have a conversation first. So let's try that. Let's do that. We'll do that first. But well, I'm glad you got some sleep, Erica. That's always delightful. Erica, other Erica in the chat. I've worked out what I believe to be an audio routing little bit of magic that I think we can get Google Voice numbers and get audio from guests on TikTok Studio. So that's fun.
That sounds like chaos.
Well, sure. But also, then we can take guests via the Google Voice number, and then I can have panelists instead of just be by myself.
That is true. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Because right now, if I turn it on, they'll only be able to hear me. So, but I've done some testing. I've done some testing. So I think we're almost there. We just got to really knock it out. So once again, guys, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Hop in the box. Like, see if any of you would like to have a conversation. That'd be great. So let's see. If it works, let me know. Then show me. I'll definitely show you, Erica. I mean, if I can get it work, I'll happily show anyone, everyone, and everyone. I promise. Let's see what we got here. Stay low. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, what's up? Hi, it's Stay well here. Yeah, I voted for Trump.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
20. I live in New Jersey.
Okay. Do you want to discuss one of the topics above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
I would discuss Venezuela is not American first.
Cool. Okay. Well, what do you think about it?
I think it's very strange. I mean, I think that they want like the oil. I think it's like I think it's for like the economy and stuff, but like I'm not like 100% sure. I feel like it's like it was for like the economy, and I feel like it's like I don't know something like this is theoretical. By the way, this is not facts. It could be like for oil or even like World War III preparations and stuff like that, or theoretical. By the way, claims nothing like. I don't really know anything facts and stuff. I didn't like do any crazy research or anything, but that's just like my opinion. I just want to know what you think about that.
Sure. Fair enough. Yeah. No. Pretty sure it was for the oil.
Yeah, it was definitely for the oil.
Yeah.
But also,
do you think? By the way, just out of curiosity, Stay. Do you think it's okay that we would do that?
No, I don't really think it's okay, but because it's not really America first. But I
Does
feel
that
like
fall in line with Donald Trump's promise of no new wars?
Yeah, it does fall out. It does kind of break that promise, but it feels like I don't know. I feel like Trump was like pressured into doing that or something. I don't know.
How was he pressured into doing that?
Because, like I said, because they're having trouble with peace negotiations with like the Russian-Ukraine war and stuff like that.
How would that pressure him into doing anything with Venezuela? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but I feel like that Trump like needed that oil in case like things like escalated in Europe and stuff like that.
He needed the oil?
Yeah, he needed the oil for to build up like his military and stuff because he's like scared of like Russia and stuff or something like that. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure on this stuff, but that's just my opinion.
Stay, do you know what kind of oil they have in Venezuela?
I actually don't know, actually.
Okay, it's heavy dark crude, and it's really, really difficult to process that into things like gasoline. It's very expensive and very difficult to process.
So yeah, that's actually a good point. So us as like in America, we can't process that.
Well, your refineries are set up for something called light sweet crude, and this is heavy dark crude.
Oh, so it's different kind of oil.
Yeah, it's a completely different kind of oil.
Okay, thanks for educating me on that because I wasn't really too sure. I thought like all oils were like the same. I thought like they wanted to get that oil to like fuel like the American war machine or something like that.
I mean, they want the oil. I'm sure that I think we all agree that they want the oil.
True. I do agree.
Yeah, we all agree. They definitely want the oil, but you agree, at least, that even though you voted for Donald Trump, that this shouldn't have happened. That we should
No.
Right.
I feel like it was a bit too far. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay. So cool. Any?
Yeah.
What else did you maybe want to talk about?
I really want to talk about what do they want to use the oil for? I heard that they wanted to like export it to other countries and stuff and sell it off. I heard.
Uh, I'm
Like
sorry.
they're not using it for themselves; they're using it to sell it to other countries
Who's not
for like
using it for themselves?
economical purposes, or
When you say they're not using it for themselves, who are we talking about?
we're talking about like export or like sell it off to other countries.
I know, but who are you saying? The Americans, the Venezuelans? Who are we talking about?
Oh, Trump wants to grab the oil and sell it off or pawn it off to
So you're saying
I
Trump?
think. Yeah, Trump. Yeah,
Well,
for economy purposes.
well, it's not, but it's not his oil,
Yeah, it's not his oil though. No,
right?
I agree with that. It's not his oil.
Are you asking me? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what question you're asking. You're saying that the U.S. is taking the oil and is going, and you think that we're going to sell it off to other countries? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to try. Okay.
that's probably what's going to like happen. There's like a high percent chance after Trump steals that oil, he would like sell it off to like export it to other countries or sell it off for like the economy or something.
I don't know how he could possibly do that, but I mean, there would have to be some sort of an infrastructure set up, and then there would need to be American oil companies that would come in. It would be private. We don't have a public method to do that. I mean, there's a lot of issues there. So I'm not really, I really don't know the mechanism to make that work. Also, I'm pretty sure that would be roundly condemned by the global community. I'm not sure who would buy stolen Venezuelan oil.
Yeah, true. That actually does make sense. But do you think they're gonna try to put Venezuela under like American occupation?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can agree on that.
Sure. Yeah, it's going to be an epic disaster.
Yeah, it would be a disaster. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, listen, Stay. I appreciate you coming up. I'm going to see if we've got. I think we've got some other folks that want to chat. So I'm gonna see who else we've got to talk to. But
yeah, no problem. Thank you for your time, and
No,
I'll
thank
go
you.
educate myself a little bit more on this stuff. I appreciate that.
Hey,
and
it's all good, man. I appreciate you
thank
coming up. You can come up. We can definitely chat more. And I hope you have a good rest of your night. Okay.
yeah, thank you. You too.
All right. Have a good
Fine,
one.
sir. Thank you very much. You
All right.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. All good, man. Appreciate ask questions, and we'll keep chatting. And guys, once again, please keep liking that screen. Help out with the live goal.
This is why Trump
If you
wants
voted
Maduro.
for,
This is why
if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. Let's have a conversation. That'd be great. We'd appreciate that. I don't know what that was, but who's looking for?
Hello, sir. Look me up.
Hi, Vinco. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 23. I'm from Texas.
23 from Texas. Cool. Do you want to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump's doing right now?
Yeah, I would like to, Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
So can you tell me what the War Powers Resolution is?
Roughly, yeah. Why? What's your point?
Do you think it was unconstitutional that he did that?
Yep.
Or that he didn't notify Congress?
Whose power is it to declare war?
It's Congress. They have
Awesome.
the power
And is
to
kidnapping the head of state a declaration of war or basically an intent to start a war, yes or no?
Not with the War Powers Resolution, no.
Is kidnapping a head of state generally a form of starting a war, yes or no?
we didn't start a war, but no.
No. I didn't ask if we've started a war yet. I
But
said,
I said
General,
that,
it's Vinko. Let's just chill for a second. Let's just be honest about something. Kidnapping the head of state illegally from another country, no matter what they've done. Hey, bud, I don't, please don't interrupt. Kidnapping a head of state from another country, no matter what they've done, is an act of war, right? And so, therefore, if this administration committed an act of war without going to Congress to get that cleared first, yeah, that's unconstitutional because they're not allowed to declare war on other countries, now are they?
But I asked you, what is the War Powers Resolution?
And I said, I don't care because it's a moot point because of what I just said. That's what I said.
It's really not a moot point.
It really
That's his
is. That's
justification
why
right
I
there.
said I understand that's what his justification is, and I said I don't care.
So then I guess this whole conversation is pointless.
Yeah, I understand. If you want to talk about the War Powers Act, that's fine. We can talk all about the fact that there is actually a law in place that limits the president's authority to declare war, right? And that power vests with
Congress.
There you go. And kidnapping the head of state from another country is considered an act of
Not war.
not war. Cool. By any definition, huh? Cool. I just, out of curiosity, Vinko, like if you Googled that or put that into any AI or like literally looked that up and said, is this an act of war? Kidnapping the head of state of another country, of a sovereign nation? Just curious, in any search engine, under any definition, what the result is that you'd get.
I would probably get the War Powers Resolution. That's what I'd get.
No, you wouldn't. You would get
So
that in
he
any
doesn't have to
circumstances,
notify-
kidnapping a head of state is an act of war, Vinko. Come on, let's not be disingenuous here, Chief.
He doesn't have to notify Congress under that.
Oh, got it.
And he
He
didn't.
doesn't have to notify Congress that he's committing an act of war.
Under the War Powers Resolution, yes, he does not have to notify them.
Yes,
that was
he does.
signed in 1917.
Yes, he does. President has to report to I know the War Powers Act, okay? The president has to report to Congress within 48 hours of introducing armed forces into hostilities, and the president needs to consult with Congress before and regularly during any such deployments, right? Right?
What is Article 2?
Right? Hey, hold
Right.
on. I asked you a question. Is that correct? Yes or no?
No, it is not.
What do you mean it's not? That's literally part of the provisions in the War Powers Act.
All he has to do is notify them, and he notified them right after he did it.
Wrong. He's supposed to consult with them before and regularly during. That's part of the War
That is
Powers
not-
Act.
What's Article 2?
Listen, are you going to acknowledge what I just said?
Yeah, I just acknowledged it. I said
Okay,
it's not true.
you said it's not true. Cool. Then let's pull up the War Powers Act, and I want you to show me where I'm wrong.
I'm looking at Article 2 of the Constitution right now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the War Powers Act. Are we talking about the War Powers Act, or are we talking about the Constitution? Because now you've jumped to something else, bud. Which is it?
I mean,
What are we
that whole
talking
point is
about?
moot. You're not-
Oh, wait a second. Oh, so the War Powers Act is moot? Cool. Then I guess I was 100% correct because Congress has the power to declare war, and the president just committed an act of war.
What is Article 2 say?
Dude, are you going to acknowledge that Congress is the
What
only...
does
Oh, my God.
Article 2 say?
Of what? The Constitution? The entirety of the
Yes.
Constitution? Which part of Article 2, Chief? Holy shit.
Section 2. Section 2.
Section 2 of the Constitution, of Article 2 of the Constitution?
Yeah. President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of the several states. When called into the actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion in writing of principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and he shall have power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. Is any of this related to... Okay, the rest of this is like, yeah, not war related.
No, isn't that
Okay.
the one that has the recess vacancies in the Senate, Nemo? Isn't that part in
Yes.
Section 2? Yeah.
The
why
president
yeah.
shall have power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions which shall expire at the end of their next session.
Right. Cool.
So, Vinco, what was
Yes.
the point in talking about Article 2?
The president doesn't need permission to do that part.
Where does it say that in Article 2, Section 2?
Congress may by law vest the. I'm trying to find it. Sorry. Oh, right here. The opinion in writing of the principal officers in each of the executive departments upon a subject relating to the duties in the respective offices, he shall go have power to grant reprieves and pardon for offenses against the United States.
That's related to pardon, so it has nothing to do with war.
Well, don't I look like a fucking dumbass?
Yeah. So, what I want you to do? Are you on? Was it Constitution.congress.gov?
No, I'm reading my book.
Oh, cool. All right. So if you got a pocket Constitution, go to Article 1.
Okay. Okay. What is Article 1? Well, I'm here.
Okay. Now go to Section 8.
Section 8. Okay.
So Article 1, Section 8. This lays out. Article 1 is all about Congress. Okay.
Right.
And Section 8. This lays out, I guess, some of the powers that Congress has. So it looks like this is about halfway through.
Where'd he go?
You're looking for something that says to declare war.
Where'd he go?
Oh, fuck. Where'd he go?
Vinco. This is the good part.
We were learning.
We're growing together.
So Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution of the United States. And about halfway through it says, so it literally says to declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water. So Congress is the one that declares war.
Yeah. Congress, guys. It's Congress. They're the ones. I don't I don't know how many times we're gonna be saying this over the next however many days, but like I feel like this is gonna have to be explained so many fucking times. So many fucking times. He got spooked. Maybe. All right, guys. Once again, if you voted for Donald Trump, hop in the box. I don't know how long we'll be on, but we'll be on. So, and as I mentioned earlier, I think I've got the Google Voice number thing figured out to where we can use it with multi-guest. So, if I can test it tomorrow, I'll do like a test live earlier in the day for a couple of minutes. But if I can test it tomorrow, we will try to take some guests from off app tomorrow night. Okay? All right. Do our best. Let's see here who we got. Nickel. Hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, that's okay, friend. Oh, that's all good. Have a good night. That's okay. But if you did vote for Donald Trump, though, get in the box. We can have a conversation with you. That'd be great. Hop on up. I wasn't really sure where he was going with the War Powers Act because I couldn't figure. I was like, this doesn't help you. I don't think.
Yeah. So I think that he's probably mixing up multiple things, right? So like there's the War Powers Act, right? And the argument that they've used is that, oh, well, he has 48 hours. And that he notified them when the shit popped off. That's like some really loose argument that they've used,
Right.
using the War Powers Act. I haven't heard anybody cite like the Constitution because, I mean, if you cite the Constitution, then you run into what we just saw, right? Like, it's a bad idea to cite the Constitution when it comes to war powers because the president doesn't have any. Congress does.
0.
It also would not surprise me if people like Red Hats start saying that, well, the AUMF of 2002 means that he can do it. So there's that.
Sure. Right. Yeah. Ridiculous. All right. Let's see. Sherry, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump? Sherry, I invited you to unmute there if you're here on purpose, but maybe you're not. Sherry? Sherry? Sherry?
While we're waiting to see if Sherry's actually here, I'm just looking at the shares in the bottom right-hand corner. And I'm not mad, but I am disappointed about the number of shares and the number of likes. So if we can do something about that.
You can keep going.
If you can do something about that and be tapping and sharing, then I would love that for us. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Sherry. We tried.
She couldn't come out tonight, Matt.
Negative. Scaled, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did.
Okay. Can you tell us how old you are and what state you voted in, please?
21, Florida.
Okay. Would you like to discuss one of the subjects above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
Yeah, Venezuela is America first.
Okay. How so?
Because stopping the flow of several narcotics into this nation.
Say substances.
My bad.
Okay.
That would be America first because that is America first is for the nation.
Which substances are being stopped?
It depends. As I believe it starts off as pre-cut coke, and then by the time it gets here, it can become rock, as we call it.
That's weird because I just read a report from the DOJ that said that, first of all, Venezuela is like a staging post along the way from Colombia. And secondly, that the vast majority of product that is bought through Venezuela then goes on to the Caribbean for use in Europe, not in the United States. Do you know better than the DOJ?
Well, I know that you didn't lose absolutes there, so there is definitely a portion of that amount that is coming here. So just because you say most of it or some of it, it doesn't mean that none of it's coming, right?
What portion?
Excuse me?
What portion of it?
I wouldn't know the facts off the top of my head, but I know you didn't say all of it went to Europe, and I don't think we know. I don't think we think that all of it went to Europe.
Can you show me evidence that a portion is making its way into the United States, please?
There was a flight, so there's this thing called the air bridge from Venezuela to Honduras, and Honduras has a line going through Mexico into the United States, and there were two brothers that were arrested with 800 kilos of this certain substance that were using President Maduro's hangar So this would indicate that these packages were going to go to the United States of America.
Well,
So is that worthy of a, well, I don't know if decapitating strike is the right term, removal of the head of state by military means?
Oh, dude, he's not dead.
That's why I said removal.
Yeah, I think that's. What do you mean? Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Why?
Well, I mean, why are presidential assets being used to move coke? Why are presidential assets used to move coke?
I mean,
to
it's a
America?
great question, but like,
Why
do
is
you
he
think
setting
that
up a
should be-
dictatorship?
do you
Why?
think that-
Wait, I'm not done.
the-
Why is it,
okay.
since his instatement into his government, has he essentially destroyed his entire country?
Venezuela was already suffering under Chavez?
Did he help it?
No.
Okay. Good shit. Okay. So
But
what were you
like
gonna
the
say?
notion that Maduro is the one that really destroyed it, that's just kind of silly.
If I have a hose in my hands, right, and someone else had a hose in their hand, and there's a burning house in front of us, and he gave me the hose and I didn't hose the house, I destroyed the house.
I think that the better way of looking at it is, if I set fire to a house using a flamethrower, and then, I don't know, 8
Well, that guy's
years-
not alive anymore, is he, Nemo?
Okay, no.
Like,
if I
Jesus
set fire to a house using a flamethrower, and then 20 minutes later, after the house is already on fire, you come along, you throw a match on the already burning house. Is it fair to say that you burned the house to the ground?
It's fair to say you had a certain involvement in it, yes.
But you didn't burn the house.
Especially if
to the
you could have
ground,
stopped it. Especially if you could have stopped
did
it
you?
with the
But
hose
you
that was in
didn't
your
burn
hand.
the house to the ground, right?
Excuse me?
It's fair to say you did not burn the house to the ground, right?
You had a part in its destruction.
You could have helped, and you should.
And you
be
didn't.
held. You should.
And it was your public duty to. It was your
liable
civil
for that.
duty to, and you didn't.
Scaled.
So you
Stop.
should be in jail, yes.
So I wasn't arguing that point. So if you could stop it,
Oh my
then
god, dude.
sure.
Just stop flipping around with this house. Just get to the point.
Well, my point is, dude, that you're arguing that it's okay for us to replace the head of state, and it's not.
It
You're
is,
arguing
because
that
he was
Maduro
directly
is
affecting our
somehow
country.
unique. This is, and see, there you go again. Like, dude, are you on like a schedule or something? Can you please just slow down?
I actually am on a schedule, yes.
What's your schedule?
You got about 30 seconds, maybe 3 minutes.
30 seconds or 3 minutes? That's kind of a notable interval. Why do we only have 3 minutes?
We'll see, dude. We'll see. Keep on going.
We'll see?
Jesus Christ. Are you stalling for time or something? Come on,
No, dude.
Okay, where is
I'm
it?
trying to have a conversation.
Then have it.
Then shut up when I'm talking.
I am. You
We'll
asked.
see. We'll
and
see how
I
long
answered.
that lasts. So again, as far as Maduro is concerned,
Uh-huh.
the replacement of Maduro by force with us is insane, because
No.
the excuses being given by this administration clearly are not actually priorities for us. The excuses being given are related to some connection to TDA, even though Maduro and TDA are not connected. And that is according to our own intelligence agencies. They're not connected. So that's number one. Number two, that he was a dictator, a cruel dictator. I don't know if you know this. The United States supports a disturbing percentages of all dictatorships worldwide. In fact, we are responsible for creating some of said dictatorships. So the notion that we are anti-dictatorship, and that somehow means that when there is a dictatorship that we will go in and fix it, that's not actually a real thing. And number three, that Venezuela is responsible for any amount of substances coming into the United States. You didn't mention fent. You did mention you mentioned cocaine, as you said, right? And this is the same thing that you said in the live that I was in earlier, where I said this to you. So I mean, it seems like you didn't really learn. Juan Hernandez trafficked way more, and Donald Trump this year.
Do you want to know where he got it from?
2 months ago,
The 75
there you go.
unauthorized
See, there you
flights
go.
from
There you
Venezuela
go, talking while I'm talking. So
to Honduras.
I'm sorry, it doesn't seem to be a conversation when you're talking while I'm talking. So again, Juan Hernandez convicted in our courts, sentenced
Yapping.
in sentence 2. Oh, okay, bye.
Looks like his 30 seconds to 3 minutes was up, Nemo.
I think his mom was on his case. It's okay, bud. We get it. Everyone has chores to do. You know, you got to make that allowance somehow, Chief.
Yeah, I already had the conversation with him earlier. He tried the same shit. He didn't know about Juan Hernandez.
Petty.
I understand what a punchable voice is now, though, so that was helpful.
Oh yeah.
True.
Guys, real quick before we move on to our next guest, appreciate all of you guys being here. This is a little impromptu live here on a Sunday night. Keep tapping that screen. We should really, let's get this thing over 100,000 likes now. We can do that. Help out with that live goal. If you guys are here, make sure you're following my main account. Follow Nemo and his many backup accounts. Follow friend Erica. She's private. She'll follow you back at some point, or accept your follow, I should say. Follow my backup account. If you're over on the tube, make sure you subscribe to me. Subscribe to our friend Nemo, also in the description, and our friend Erica, this Erica. And lastly, if you want to offer support over there on the tube, you can do so via chats and gifts and stuff over there now. Lots of fun. So anyways, moving on. Michael, hi, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How old are you and what state did you vote in?
I'm 59. I live in Texas.
Okay. And did you like to discuss one of the subjects I have above or something else that Donald Trump is doing right now?
There's been a lot of talk about no declaration of war. But did you know that in 2016, Barack Obama dropped 26,000 bombs across 7 countries?
Wow. And?
Yep.
So were you on TikTok going live and talking about Barack Obama and his campaign of dropping 26,000 bombs across 7 countries?
Remind me what year that was, Michael?
2016.
TikTok didn't exist in 2016.
TikTok wasn't a thing, so no.
Okay, well, there was Facebook, there was Instagram, there was others. But
Yeah,
anyway,
so-
you get my point, though. I'm
Yeah,
just
I mean-
saying there's...
Whenever you say, so like I've heard this statistic before. Now, I think it's important that we be specific with that, right? So to say that Obama dropped X thousand pounds of boom booms all across the world or whatever. So that's going to include drone strikes, which I think that the drone strikes part, that is absolutely worthy of something that we can criticize. That is fair. What isn't fair is if you're also counting munitions dropped in like war zones. So at that point, 2016, that would be Syria, that would be Iraq, that would be Afghanistan, and I mean those were like the 3, I guess, legitimate war zones. But you could also include
Somalia.
maybe Somalia. I mean, I doubt it, but I was trying to maybe Yemen, I guess. Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
can think of off the top of my head. As far as
You know,
like,
guys, just like as a outside observer, because I don't join a lot of these kinds of lives, to be honest with you, I really don't. But as a just I don't know. Some people may consider me crazy radical, but I think I'm just a normal guy. But when I see like what we did to Iran, taking out the nuclear material,
Except for the
which
fact that we didn't.
we know
actually.
they vowed
Yeah, we
to
except for the fact that
to
we
destroy the
Hold on.
United States.
Time out.
And
Matt, you're very quiet.
What's that? I'm very quiet.
oh, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Yeah.
I didn't get to finish. But like, we were protecting the United States from a country trying to get a nuclear weapon to use against us. And then I saw people on the left condemning that. When I see us taking out illegitimate president who was not the president, who had connected himself with narco terrorists and Russia and China, who was going to exploit their oil and basically set up shop in our backyard. They're involved with Hezbollah.
Hang on, bud. Time out.
We couldn't
No
let
one.
that happen.
Hang on, bud.
And
Yeah,
he
okay.
legitimately had an arrest warrant for him.
Okay, bud. Yeah. So number one, is Nicolas Maduro the head of state of Venezuela? Yes or no?
No. He
No.
lost the election.
Who won the election?
It wasn't him.
Then who?
He stole the election.
Okay, cool. So are you saying that it is now? Hold on.
Venezuelans
Hey,
will
bud.
tell
Hey,
you
bud.
that. In
Time out. Hey,
Venezuela.
bud. Time out.
Yeah,
As
go ahead.
far as Venezuela was concerned, was he the head of state of Venezuela? Yes or no?
In his own words, but not in the people of Venezuela's words.
Cool. Then who did win?
It wasn't him.
No. Then who?
Give me a second. I can look it up, but it wasn't him.
It
was
wasn't
the
him.
Machado lady.
Oh, really? You mean the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize for democracy? You mean the person that if we actually cared about going in there and helping those people and giving them democracy and doing anything, we would have installed her and helped her become the new head of state there, except for the fact that the Trump administration was like, no, we don't like you and we don't think that you're going to play ball with us, so fuck off.
Well,
So what I'd like to say, yeah, except for the fact,
May be.
Hold on. No. So don't give me that. Nicolas Maduro was the head of state of Venezuela. The Trump administration went in and kidnapped the head of state of another country. That is an act of war, sir. Okay, I'll invite you to unmute now. Do you understand that that's an act of war?
Okay, who should I believe more?
I don't care what you believe. I asked you a question. I said, is kidnapping the head of state an act? No, you're not. You're not answering
If you get out of your...
Shut the fuck up. I'm not in my feelings. Listen to the question and stop obfuscating. The Trump administration kidnapped the head of state of Venezuela and brought him here to go on trial. That is an act of war. Do you understand that or not?
Are you going to let me speak, or are you afraid of what I'm going to say?
Anyone who has to say, are you going to let me speak when someone else is
well,
done
then
talking,
quiet, quiet and let me speak.
If you tone police me one more time,
so afraid.
If you tone police me one more time, we can be done. I just need you to answer my question, which you have not answered the 3 times that I've asked you. You kind of suck at this. Get out of your feelings and just answer the question. The problem is you don't like the answer. Because the answer is the Trump administration kidnapped the head of state of another country, which is an act of war.
You're embarrassing yourself. Listen. Oh, you didn't mute me right away.
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
Why do you keep muting me?
Because
you're not afraid.
I'm not afraid of you now. I'm just doing it because it's funny and you're kind of a jackass. So, do you want to have an actual conversation, or do you just want to keep saying whatever the fuck you want? Anyways, I'm going to ask you for one final time. Kidnapping the head of state, is that or is that not an act of war? Yes or no?
Okay. If you stop being a lightweight and give me about 10 seconds without getting in your feels, I will answer you. Are you okay? Okay. Who in their right mind would believe some random guy on TikTok rather than Marco Rubio, the head of state? Who in their right mind would believe this made-up panel of self-declared experts?
I don't really care what Marco Rubio had to say. You weren't giving us any facts, bud. You just wanted to, self-aggrandize. Who would believe these people on TikTok? No one believes your fucking stupid old ass from Texas, bro. Because you're kind of a fucking dumbass, and you don't understand what we're talking about here. We all know that Nicolas Maduro pulled some fuckery. We know that. We know that he's probably not legitimately elected. Neither
Why
are
you
a bunch of different people
why are you
all over
simp-
the world. Would you please
why are
just
you
shut
simp-
the... No one's simping for him. I'm literally
Yes, you
explaining.
are.
I'm literally explaining to you why we're
You're
not,
embar-
and you won't shut the fuck up for
You're
even
embar-
2 seconds just to listen, so that I can explain to
No,
you that
you-
we're not simping for him. But see, this is the problem with people like
You're
you,
embar-
is that you can't stop and listen for just 2 seconds. You have to talk and talk and talk. You can't listen for 2 seconds. You have to listen to respond. Because God forbid that you stop talking for 2 seconds and listen to what some intelligent people have to say. Because if you did that, you would realize that your belief system is being challenged for just a moment. So if you would stop unmuting yourself and stop interrupting me, I'll explain to you exactly what you want to hear. None of us are simping for Maduro. Maduro is a piece of shit. He's a dictator. He's definitely stolen an election. He's completely fucking corrupt. He absolutely
Thanks for
doesn't
agreeing
take
with me.
care of his people. If you interrupt me again, because I thought that you were a 60-year-old man who had some form of actual
59.
fucking impulse control. You 60 fucking year old man, have some
59.
fucking impulse control. Jesus fucking Christ. No one here from the outset of this conversation had anything nice to say about Maduro. No one fucking cares. But there are plenty of worse people in other countries around this world that we could have taken care of, that we could have done anything with. But of course we didn't, because that's not what this is about. This is about going into Venezuela and stealing their oil. And as much as none of us like Nicolas Maduro, and all of us think that he is a piece of shit, it is not our place in the United States, and it's not any other country's role to go into another country and kidnap their fucking head of state unilaterally. That's not what you do. It's against multiple codes at the UN. It's against our own laws that we have codified within UN treaties, because we have codified those within our own laws. So no, it's not okay to do that, no matter how much we think that Nicolas Maduro is a piece of shit. Got it? Do you understand now?
No,
or should I have
think
said
it's
it
you that don't.
slower for you? Because you're some
you.
fucking dumb piece of shit
It's
from
you.
Texas.
Like,
Because your
Why are you
fucking
so-
education
why
system
are you so
sucks. What?
why are you so afraid?
What?
Why are you so afraid?
I can't hear. Could you talk a little
Why
slower?
are you-
What?
Why are you so afraid to unmute me? Why?
Oh, now
Why?
I'm just being a dick.
Why are you so terrified of this 60-year-old man
Nobody.
with a
I
thick
thought you were-
accent?
I
Why are you
thought-
so
Afraid,
why are you
dude.
so
Like-
terrified?
I thought you were 59.
Dude, we're not afraid.
Why are you so terrified of letting me speak? Why?
All right, bud. Say all
Why?
the amazing things that you have to say. Go for it.
Oh, thank you. You admitted that he lost the election, so he wasn't the head of state. He wasn't the ruler of Venezuela. That's why we indicted him legally. That's why we put a bounty
That's
on
not
him.
why we
That's
indicted him.
why
What
we
was his
arrested
indictment?
him.
Wrong. What was his indictment for? That's not why we indicted him. What was his indictment for?
It was for weapons and for
Exactly. It had
narco-trafficking.
nothing to do
And
with
for
his
narco-tra-
wrong. Exactly. It had nothing to do with his election. So you were 100% wrong about that.
No, but his election had to do with
Wrong.
why in the hell you keep muting me?
Because you
why are
keep
you
saying
so afraid?
because you keep
what
saying
did I say
stupid
wrong?
things.
Look, do you
you said that his
understand?
indictment
What
was
do-
related
do you-
because you said that his indictment was related to his election and it had nothing to do with his election. We don't
I didn't say
fucking
that.
stop. We don't
I
fucking
said his
care
election
about his
was
election.
why we could
We don't
arrest him.
care. No, it's not.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Cool.
Keep-
I
why
want you to
keep
explain
muting
to me what part of the UN Charter says that us, as the United States, that we're allowed to go in and arrest somebody because we didn't like their elections. Go. Show me
Dude.
in the UN Charter.
Why?
Show me in the UN Charter. Make me look like an idiot. Show me.
Why do you think we?
Show me in the UN Charter.
Okay,
Go.
I'm talking. Why?
Go. No.
Okay, I'm talking.
Go. Show. No.
Okay.
No. Go. Go. Go off
Then
the
don't
app.
mute me.
No, it's fine. You don't have to talk while
You
you do
asking me a
this.
question,
Oh, you're gonna show.
and then you
All right,
mute me. You're embarrassing.
which part of the
you are
UN charter?
embarrassing your side.
Sure, bud. Which part of the UN Charter is it in?
We don't give a shit about the UN Charter.
Oh, I got it. So we're signatories to the UN Charter, but we don't have to follow it. Got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
We don't give a shit.
There you go.
We do what we want.
That's
We're
it.
number one.
That's MAGA
And
for
when-
you guys.
When countries
That's
like
it.
when countries like
We're selfish pricks, everybody. We're selfish. Oh wow! Look at that. Looking for you, bud.
You see, you're embarrassing yourself.
Kitty.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice.
Matt gets 40% of that, by the way.
I
So
appreciate
don't
that.
Oh, good,
Thank
good.
you.
Look,
Matt.
and
So, anyways, that's MAGA for you guys. They're just selfish pricks that don't give a fuck about anything else. See, you hear this
No,
guy? He's like, "Fuck everybody
give a shit
else.
about 'em.
We don't have to follow the
We give a
rules.
shit
We
about-
can do whatever the fuck we want."
America.
And there you go.
Matt, I have a
USA
question. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm talking now. Presumably, that means had Donald Trump succeeded with the fake elector scheme and become the president of the United States in the 2020 election, that any other country would have been within their rights to come and kidnap him and take him back to their country because that cool. Is that what we're doing now? Is that
Oh, 100%. That would have been fine.
so why is Vladimir Putin still president of Russia? Can anyone explain that to me?
Or to Kim Jong-un in North Korea. That's weird. Why is he still there?
Also, Victor.
I don't know,
Viktor
but
Orban. Very
Putin,
good. Yeah.
Putin has an arrest warrant for him.
Erdogan also.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see him get arrested.
Yeah, Erdogan. Yeah, why is Erdogan? So, and of course, our friend
Would love to
Netanyahu.
see-
Our friend
would love to
Netanyahu
see-
has a warrant out for his arrest too from the ICC. Why haven't we done anything about
Yeah.
that?
It's true.
Yeah.
Because we're not a signatory to it. You know that, right?
Oh, I know, but I mean, I thought we cared about
Okay.
those things. Oh, we don't care about those people. We don't
You
care about
agree with
those
me?
people, right? Because those fucking Middle Easterners, right? Fuck those people, huh?
Well, I care about the
Am I
thousands
right?
of kids.
Fuck them.
Putin's-
Yeah, I know.
I
Fuck
care
those.
about the
I know. Fuck
thousands
all
of
those. Fuck all those kids that are getting killed in Palestine, right? Fuck them, right? Is that
I
who?
care
Is
about
that
the-
who you're gonna say? Or you care about the
You weak
Ukrainian
ass, you
kids
keep-
that Putin is killing? Is that who you care
Wow.
about? What?
You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh, I'm
Well,
embarrassing
Michael,
myself.
You said
Yeah,
that we weren't a signatory to the ICC. Why does that matter?
I care about the thousands of kids trafficked.
Can you answer my question?
You guys are so emotionally
Hey,
damaged
can you answer my
that
question?
you can't let a person speak.
Well,
How's this a
because when
conversation?
you're speaking, you're not answering our questions.
Can you answer Nemo's question? Because that was a pretty good question. Why do you care that we're not a signatory to the ICC? Why does that matter to you?
I just stated a fact. It's a fact, right?
Okay, but why does that matter?
Why does it matter? Well, she was bringing up that Trump could be arrested. Why? Who's going to arrest him?
So, are you saying that?
I mean, are you guys
Hold on,
for
Michael.
having the
This is
president of the
what
United
we're
States
doing right now.
arrested?
Michael, calm down. What we're doing right
Hey,
now.
I'm calm. Trust me.
Okay, cool. So what we're doing is we're trying to analyze your logic here. Okay. So
Okay.
you said that we're not a signatory to the ICC,
Which is a
right?
fact.
And that was in response to Erica saying that an arrest warrant was put out by the ICC for Bibi Netanyahu, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, and then I brought up there's also one for Vladimir Putin for trafficking thousands of children. Go ahead.
Okay. So you brought up the non-signatory thing. I guess as like a rebuttal to her point. Is that what that was?
To be honest with you, she wasn't really too coherent or didn't make
It actually wasn't me that said that, by the way. It was Matt that brought up Bibi Netanyahu. I brought up Vladimir Putin.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Can I take 1 second and thank whomever it was that gifted me? Thank you very much. Never had that happen before, but thank you. Do you guys know about the history of Venezuela? Do you know about the history of what they did to the American investments
Was
that went
that
in
you
there
trying to
and what
pivot
they
away from-
stole?
It's definitely
Is
trying to pivot.
that was you trying to pivot away from?
No,
the
it wasn't.
conversation?
No, it wasn't.
was.
I mean,
Okay,
you have
cool.
it on
Let's
your
stick
you have it
then.
on your
So,
back.
like, why does it matter?
It's on your
if we are-
backdrop.
Why
It's
does it
on your
matter,
prompt.
Michael?
I'll
why
tell
does it
you why.
matter?
Because justice matters. They stole billions of dollars from U.S.
No,
companies,
Michael,
and
this
they
is you
need to
again
pay
trying to
it
pick away
back.
from the point because you're trying to
No,
cut
no,
me
no.
off and misinterpret my question. I'm going to ask again, Michael. We are talking about the ICC and being a signatory of it. Why did you say that? What does it
You'd have to
matter?
replay it and find out what was said before
What
it. I
does
think
it
it was.
matter if we sign it or not?
Well, I think it does matter that
Why?
because we don't trust them. Obviously, do you trust them?
No,
They
that's
put
actually
Iran in charge of the Human Rights
that's
Council.
not why.
Why
That's
would we
not why,
trust them when they
Michael.
put Iran in charge of Human Rights?
Nobody put Iran in charge of human rights, and that's not why the US didn't sign the isn't a signatory to the ICC. Do you know why the US isn't a signatory to the ICC, Michael? Because there's a very specific answer to this question, and I think you'll find I've been coherent in everything I've said. What's interesting is I'm the only one that you've picked out as being incoherent when I've been completely coherent. So tell me why the US isn't a signatory to the ICC. What's the reason? There's one reason.
Erica, I said it like 3 or 4 times. The reason is because of their track record of
No,
inconsistency,
no, boss.
unfairness,
So
bias.
just so you know, the US is on record as not being a signatory to the ICC because they're worried that members of their own armed forces will be held responsible for war crimes. That is the one reason that the US has given for not being a signatory to the ICC. And that sounds like a pretty shitty reason to me.
Well, you're entitled to have your opinion, and I'm entitled to have mine. The truth is,
What
we don't
is
trust them for valid reasons.
okay? So
We
then,
don't trust them
you're saying it's a good thing we're not a signatory.
100%.
Okay. And so someone having an arrest warrant from the ICC, I mean, if anything, it sounds like we should probably view that person as the good guy.
I don't know. Do you think Putin is a good guy?
No, I think that Vladimir Putin is a tyrant, a dictator, and a horrible piece of shit that
Do you
doesn't
think
deserve to
Maduro
breathe.
was a
Also,
good guy?
did you know that Vladimir Putin is 5'7"? I just feel like I wanted to share that with everyone because it really is true. He
Doesn't
is only
surprise me.
5'7". Now the thing is, dude, I believe that, and I believe the same thing about Bibi Netanyahu. The thing is, the ICC, like that part, them having a warrant out for their arrest. I mean, rightfully so, but like my point with interrogating you trying to rebut the signatory part is that sounded dangerously like an excuse. Let's be honest, Michael. You were giving an excuse. That was your get out of jail free card of, well, doesn't matter if they got a warrant for their arrest because we're not a signatory of the ICC, so it doesn't matter. That's actually your original thought process with it, right?
I think you're reaching. I think you're pivoting,
I'm
deflecting
not pivoting.
from
Stop
Venezuela.
stop using debate
No, I'm
terms
just
that you
giving you
don't
my
know.
thoughts. I don't know how you
Okay,
got
well,
on.
your
I don't know
thoughts are
why we
your
went
thoughts
so
are
heavy into
using
the
debate terms
ICC.
incorrectly.
I'm sorry, but I don't know why we went so heavy into the ICC. To be honest, I don't know why
Okay,
it became
cool. Yeah, so
a huge part of
it's
this
fine.
conversation.
Yeah. This is going to be beating a dead horse. The point is that we're not a signatory of the
I
ICC. That was
don't
the
know,
excuse
but is
that you gave.
ICC on
We
his
are in fact a
backdrop?
signatory of the UN Charter, which you said didn't matter when the ICC is part of the UN, but that didn't matter, right? Like this whole thing of, oh well, fuck the UN unless there's something that bolsters my argument. That's dumb. That's silly. That is ridiculous, Michael. But to say that, well, America's number one.
It is.
Well, I mean, depends on how you want to look at it. America's number one. We can
It
do what the
is.
fuck we want. And if we don't like somebody leading the country,
You know,
because
talking
they do
like
bad
that
things, well, we should just
makes
get
you
rid
look
of them.
foolish. You know, talking like that
I'm from Georgia.
makes you sound foolish.
Yeah, no, I'm from Georgia. I
No,
can
I
make
get
fun
what
of
you're
our
saying.
people
Look,
all I want.
look, I know it's funny to make fun of the way I talk. Look, people have not seen me coming for a long time until they get to know me.
Michael,
Make
I'm a
fun of the way I
Southerner
talk.
too.
It doesn't matter to me. Okay.
Okay, cool.
You want to
I'm
go
glad it
through
doesn't
his
matter to you.
points?
I
MAGA
also
isn't
don't want you to bust
Christian.
out violins about me making
Venezuela's
fun of
not
your
America
accent,
first.
Michael.
Trump is
I
pro
don't
prime.
care.
We can go through your prompts if you like.
Please do.
Okay. Um, you seem to dismiss and for some reason think it was a non sequitur about what they did to the American oil companies that literally lost billions of dollars. Imagine if you were contracted to go in and build a subdivision in the neighborhood and you did all the civil work. You poured all the foundations. You had all your excavators, bulldozers, and everything there.
Is this
and
in a
then the
foreign
general
country,
contractor
Michael?
came in
Is
and
this
said,
in a
hey,
foreign country, Michael? Is this in a foreign country, Michael? Is this in a
can I
foreign
finish
country?
my can I finish
No,
my
because we,
example
we,
and then
we
you
get
can
we get your
critique
your
it?
example. It's great. We're all smart enough
I
to get
didn't
your
finish.
We don't need you to finish. We get your example. Is this in a
Okay.
foreign country? Yes or no? Are you a
let me-
U.S. company operating in a foreign country? Yes or no?
Let me weigh that.
Are you a
on my-
U.S.
on my
company
hy-
operating in a
Okay,
foreign?
you're-
Dude,
are
it's
you
just
asking
like
about my
Jesus
hypothetical?
Christ. Yes, in your hypothetical, is it a U.S. company operating in a foreign country? Yes or no? Because in your hypothetical,
in
if
my
it's
hypothetical-
it's not that, I
let's
don't really
say
care.
Let's say in my hypothetical, it doesn't matter.
Cool, then I don't really care about your hypothetical because your hypothetical is dumb and it doesn't fit. Because in,
Okay, let's say
this
it's in a foreign
situation,
country.
because
Let's
in the
say
situation,
my-
because in the situation that we're talking about in the fucking real world, the United States 100 years ago went into Venezuela under a dictator and made a deal with him and bribed him to take advantage of the Venezuelan people. The company Chevron comes to mind. And they basically graped that country and got fucking rich off of it for years and years and years. And finally, 50 years later, they're like, you know what? We're done having all of our shit taken. We're done. And so, yes, the American oil companies had to take a loss. They still got compensated for their stuff, just not as much as they should have. Yup, they lost some money because they did business in a foreign country and they lost money because that foreign country decided they didn't want them there anymore. Tough titties that they got to operate there for fucking 50 years plus without any consequences. That sucks.
Can
So
I speak
anyways, that's what really
speak now?
happened. So that's what really happened. So yeah, they lost
Okay.
some money, but I have no tears to shed for the poor oil companies that lost a couple $1 billion and then made it all back the next year.
Okay, can I speak now?
Why do you keep asking if you can speak?
Because
Just
because
talk.
I want to make sure you don't mute me when I say something that.
Just fucking talk, dude.
Okay, here we go. Look, Venezuela had no way to bring the oil they had to market. They had no way to do it. So oil companies had to come in there and do it. It made Venezuela it absolutely made them the richest country in South America. It made them richer than many European countries due to the
Okay.
fact that American companies went in there and invested capital and showed them how to do it, brought their expertise, their equipment, and made it happen. These were
So?
contracts. And then Hugo Chavez nationalized the oil company and kicked them all out.
Okay.
Okay, so they were legally required to repay them, and they didn't do it.
They did.
They didn't do it.
No,
and
they-
the
Okay.
estimates of this
They
loss,
did. They just
of
didn't
these
pay them
losses
enough. It was
are
estimated
about $300 billion.
No, that's not true. It was roughly about $4 billion. That was what they lost. They got paid about $1 billion. Their stuff was worth about $5 billion. And that was like at most average estimates, dude. Stop fucking inflating numbers. That's ridiculous.
No, man,
Yeah,
you can Google
no,
it yourself.
No, I already
There are-
did. I've already researched this extensively.
if you think that oil companies only invested $5 billion in Venezuela,
I said
you
that
don't-
was the
just tell
total
me-
amount of
tell me
loss.
you don't know
That was
anything
the
about the oil
total amount.
industry
Hey,
without
bud,
telling
that
me
was
you
the
know
total
nothing about
amount.
the oil industry.
Excuse me. That I didn't say that was the total amount they invested. I said that was the total amount that they lost because
Okay,
the
now can I
total
get back to
amount
my
that they.
hypothetical?
Your hypothetical is dumb and no one cares.
Okay, look,
Great.
then if
So
nobody
no,
cares, let me
then-
get back to it.
No,
If
I just said move on because your hypothetical is dumb. Don't try to make it out like, oh, well, if you're a contractor and you went in and you did all this work and then suddenly they kicked you out. That's not what this is.
Yeah,
This
it
is okay, cool. Here's a better one. How about
I didn't finish, so how do you know it's better?
because you're
I didn't finish.
because I'm smarter than you.
You
Anyways,
think so?
no, I don't. Anyways, here's a better one for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
Cool. You're Japanese. You run a Japanese company. And what you do is you make computer chips. Okay? You make computer chips. And those silly Americans, they don't know how to make computer chips. But they have some natural resources that are good for making computer chips. So you're the Japanese company and you come over here and you start some factories and you make computer chips in America. And you use the natural resources in America. And then those American companies, they are able to make their own computer chips after a while. Of course, the Japanese companies make a shitload of money. In the meantime, probably takes like 15 years, 20 years, whatever it may be, before the American companies can figure it all out and get their supply chains up and running and do the whole thing. But there comes a time 20 years down the road where those American companies, well, they can make their own computer chips. And the American government goes, okay, well, we're going to ban Japanese computer chip companies from operating in the United States anymore. Do you think, Michael, that it would be right for the Japanese to then come back and invade us a number of years later and say, you stole computer chips from us and you owe us that money back because we invested the money up front?
Is this an invitation for me to talk now?
Michael, I'm going to invite you to stop crying. I'm just going to invite you to stop crying.
Okay.
God damn, I've never known a fucking 60-year-old man to be such a little bitch.
Bro, you muted me.
Jesus fucking Christ. Yes, because
You muted
yes,
me.
because you won't shut the
What do
fuck
you-
up.
what do
And
you
then when I stop talking and I don't say anything, can I talk
Because I'm
now?
not sure.
Can I talk
Because you
now?
muted me so many
Can I
times.
talk now? Can I talk
will you quit
now? Jesus fucking
Are you gonna
Christ,
quit
dude.
crying? Are you gonna quit
Are
crying?
you?
He's actually, I just want to point out, Matt, he's actually
Y'all are
59.
funny.
He's really, really touchy about that 1 year. So just letting you know.
Okay, Erica.
What's he
In the
touching about?
UK. You're in the UK, Erica?
What? Stop pivoting. Can you answer Matt's question about Japan, please?
So is it okay
Are
if
you in- are
Japan
you in the
comes
UK?
if the Japan comes and invades us because we kicked them out of the country after they invested money in making computer chips here and they're like, we want all of our fucking money back, and they invaded us? You're like, yeah, that's cool. They deserve to invade us to make their money back, to get their money back. That's right. That's okay, Michael?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That's the dumbest argument I've heard in a while. That literally is the dumbest argument. To use Japan and computer chips and compare it to Venezuela, a narco trafficker, an illegitimate.
See, this is how I know that Michael didn't really understand the analogy, and he is purposefully trying to go off on a tangent because he doesn't want to actually answer the question, and he doesn't actually want to say, wow, that actually sounds really fucked up
I
now that you
actually
explain it that way. And I would actually
My
have to
analogy
admit
would-
the fact that America
analogy-
going back in to invade Venezuela to make our money back in this way is absolutely fucking insane. Because you didn't actually answer the question. You just said, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And then you went off on a fucking tangent instead of actually addressing the question, Michael.
I actually haven't gone off on a single tangent, to be honest with you.
Yes,
I
you
think
have.
you I think you
Multiple.
have.
Shut the
I
fuck
haven't
up,
yet.
Michael. Multiple tangents. You were trying to divert from Matt's question onto my nationality. You tried to divert from Matt's question onto narco-terrorism. His question was about Japan and computer chips. So could you address his actual analogy? Thank you.
I'm not going to address it because it was a dumb analogy.
It's
I
okay.
think
It's
my
okay.
analogy
It's
was
okay,
better,
Michael. I understand. You didn't understand it. It's fine. You can just
even
admit
though
you
I
didn't
didn't get to
understand it.
finish my analogy.
No, it's okay. I get it. You didn't understand it.
My
I'm
analogy
sorry.
was better.
I'm sorry you didn't understand it, Michael. I could say it slower. Did you want me to use like Sesame Street characters or something?
No, I'm looking at some figures where it says potentially 300 billion lost overall, and U.S. sanctions with figures like 226 billion in oil revenue lost due to sanctions
Wait
alone.
a second.
But
With
significant
sanction, hold
asset
on.
value lost.
Time out. With sanctions.
Finish.
Hold
I
on.
got like
No. You said
10 more seconds.
no. You said with sanctions.
Yeah, you see, this is
because what you're doing is
when you don't let me finish.
No, because I'm not going to let you give misinformation, Michael. And what you're doing now is you just said something very important. You said with sanctions. That's not just the nationalization of Venezuelan oil, which is what we were talking about before. Now you're talking about with sanctions. Who put sanctions on Venezuelan oil? Is that Venezuela or is that the United States?
It's our government.
Oh, cool.
For
So
good
who would be
reason.
to blame?
For good
So who would be
reason.
to blame, Michael, for that money lost?
Okay, are we going to go back
Who
to...
would be to blame for that
we
money
going
loss?
back
Would that
to
be
when Hugo
Venezuela's
Chavez-
fault? Would that be
Are we going to-
Venezuela's fault? Or would that
Are
be
we
the
gonna-
United States' fault? Can you answer a fucking question? Would that be the
Is
United
Venezuela-
States or
100%
This guy
Venezuela's
can't answer a
fault.
fucking question.
It's Venezuela's fault.
So it's
was Hugo
Venezuela's
Chavez
fault that the United
Nicolas
States
Maduro's
puts the
fault.
sanctions on it. Got it.
It's Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro.
Got it.
100%.
Got it. Okay,
and
bud.
probably about
Whatever
10
you say,
other
Michael. Okay.
people. Okay. It's funny that I more align
Okay.
with
All right,
our
Chief.
Secretary of State
Yep. Okay.
than with
Whatever you
this
say.
guy on TikTok.
I just want
It's
to go back to
it's almost comical if it
Michael,
wasn't so serious.
Michael, I just want to go back to something that you said earlier. Matt, I've just sent you a page from the thread over the
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Can you, Matt? Sorry, Michael. What year are you saying that Venezuela was one of the countries that was the richest in, one of the richest in South America and was richer than a whole ton of European countries? Approximately what year are you saying that was the case?
The 1950s for sure, and
Okay.
some other decades as well.
Which decades?
Okay, have you Googled it? I can Google it as well. But
No, which decades, Michael?
okay, one moment. If you have it, you could just tell it, right?
Well, it's just that the chart, and I'm going to be fair to you, Michael, it only goes back to the 1970s, but the chart very much shows that the GDP from Venezuela reached its, if you scroll down a tiny bit, Matt,
I got it. Yeah.
so we can see. So that starts in it starts in 1960.
Starts in 1960. Yep.
Yeah. Doesn't look to me like Venezuela had a significant GDP for all that time, right up until there's a big boom under Chavez of money that the Venezuelan people are actually getting. So you can extract as much oil as you like in a foreign country and take it out and sell it for the benefit of the United States oil companies, but it doesn't look to me like Venezuela was the beneficiary of much of that if we look at the GDP.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're looking at, but what I have found is the peak prosperity. By the 1950s, Venezuela had one of the highest GDPs per capita globally. Okay?
Except for
In the
the
1950s
they
to the
didn't.
1980s, hang on,
But they didn't.
1950s to 1980s, when it was among the wealthiest countries in Latin America and one of the top 20 richest in the world due to its vast oil reserves, and it was even more wealthy than many European countries. I don't know what you're looking at, but this is generally, you could find this information anywhere.
That's from the Federal Reserve of
St. Louis.
St. Louis. That's what that is, a chart on the GDP of Venezuela.
By the
from
1950s,
Federal-
Venezuela had one of the highest GDPs per capita globally, on par with countries like the United States, New Zealand, and Switzerland at that time.
Right.
That's, I mean, my neighbor's Venezuela. I can go ask him. His dad would probably know.
I spoke to a
There's no reason why for
Venezuelan-
me to doubt.
Michael,
the-
if we're gonna use anecdotes, yesterday I spoke to a Venezuelan who's currently in Venezuela, and his take on all of this, and I spoke to him on TikTok, and he was very non-partisan, and his take on all of this was that they're pleased Maduro's gone, but what they're worried about, and I think you would agree, this is a legitimate fear, is having seen US regime change across the world, we know that it doesn't end well. That 10 or 15 years down the line, the countries where regime change occurs tend to be in a worse state than they were under the previous regime. And they're also saying that it's absolute chaos because nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows if they're going to be invaded within a couple of days. They just don't know what's happening. So I would posit that even if this is America first, it's not Venezuela first for sure.
I disagree. It absolutely is Venezuela first. The Venezuelan people, the vast majority of the Venezuelan people are so thankful that Maduro is gone. And if you want to tell me otherwise, I would say you're a fool.
Okay.
Venezuelan people are happy he's gone.
Did you hear what I said? I don't think you listened to what I said at all. I don't think you listened to
I listened to you. I just don't believe it.
I think you do something that we call in debate listening to respond.
No, I listened to you.
No,
I just said I don't.
You absolutely are. And I'm going to explain to you what listening to respond is. What you're doing is, rather than actually listening to what the other person is saying and thinking, oh, that might be a good point and that bit's reasonable, what you're doing is listening for places where you can either divert onto something else or listening for tiny things that people are saying and then pick up on those. You're not holistically listening to what anybody else has to say in any way. Because if you had listened to what I just said, you'd have heard that I said that the guy that I spoke to from Venezuela was happy that Maduro had gone, but was worried about what would happen next because regime change leaves power vacuums once the country that has done the regime change leaves. We can cite multiple examples of this, one of the most recent ones being Afghanistan.
I don't think there is a power vacuum there. Why do you think there's a power vacuum there? We're working diligently to get the Venezuelan people to the point where they can elect a new leader. We're in the interim going to direct affairs so that the people can get nutrition and get and redirect the revenues from oil and how do I put it? We need to get the oil back on the market and start flowing so that the wealth can come back to the country and lift the people up from the abject poverty they're in. This is not going to happen overnight, but it's far better chance of the United States assisting them to get to another elected leader from the people of Venezuela and detach them from these narco-terrorists and from Russia and China.
But you've already said they've elected a leader and the US has said they're not going to work with the opposition leader. So make sense.
You know, the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize for her work on democracy.
Yeah,
For
you
her
know
work
what? I
on
first,
for her
I
work on democracy, that woman, that's the woman that we're saying no to.
well, for some reason she's not so popular now. I don't know what's
No,
going
she
on
has a
with that.
75%
Maybe.
approval rating actually in
Okay, well
Venezuela.
maybe she'll be the one.
No,
If
the
she's
Trump
the one,
administration has already
I
said
hope she
no, and it's really curious why they said no to the woman who won the election, has a 75% approval rating, and literally has a Nobel Peace Prize in democracy. Why wouldn't we
Okay.
want that person leading the country?
I will tell you why.
Oh, cool.
Because there's some resistance to it, and I would have to say it's probably because of some intelligence gathering. It's probably for something that they were able
Oh, so
to
you're
dig
just
up
speculating
that's given
because
them
you're just
concern.
speculating because
Yes,
you
I
don't
am.
have a real answer. Got it. Okay, cool. So just say next
I'll
time.
agree.
Hey,
I'm
Michael, just say
speculating.
great. Next time, instead of
I
speculating,
agree. I'm
save it.
speculating.
Great. Next time, save
There's
us all the
some-
time.
there's some
Hey,
intelligence there.
Michael. Next time, just save us all the time, and just say there's no real good answer.
No, can you admit there could be some intelligence that you and I don't know?
No, because that would just be dumb speculating, and I could say that literally about anything that we talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, because that would be stupid. Because literally, you could ask me about anything, I'd be like, well, it could be this, but there could be intelligence we don't know.
Well, there absolutely could.
Sure,
There
bud.
could.
Sure, we'll just say
There
that about
absolutely
every
could.
guys. I encourage all 900 of you in here and all like 400 and change watching on the tube. I encourage all of you. The next time that you're in a debate and you're backed into a corner, just be like, well, there could be some intelligence we don't know.
There
Use that
could
as your
be.
answer next time.
I don't know why that's
Dude.
so hard, so radical.
wait.
Look, I hope she would turn out to be a good leader.
You talking about
I
Machado?
hope that she would be.
Michael,
I'm just saying.
do you think that Trump
there's
wants
something-
Machado to lead?
Huh?
Do you think that Trump wants Machado to lead the country?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It could turn out that she could be a great leader for Venezuela. It very well could be. I don't know. All I know is that there's some reluctance, and the only reason that I can assign to it is there could be some intelligence that has given some cause for concern. It's a fact.
You
I mean,
said
I'm
a
not
whole
making
lot of
this shit
nothing
up.
Just then.
Hang on. Wouldn't you agree, Nemo, that if the United States were really interested in democracy, and Michael's come up here and said that she won the election, whether there's some intelligence or not, if they're interested in democracy, wouldn't that intelligence wouldn't make a difference?
Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, I can't remember the percentage, but the U.S. is either responsible for or backs like some disgusting percentage of all dictatorships worldwide. Like, we don't give a fuck about dictators.
Well, you know, when it concerns our national interests, such as our safety, the amount of drugs that were
is
flowing into
Venezuela
this
a
country,
threat? Hold on.
hang on, I didn't finish, man. It only take like 10 seconds. Them cozying up to Iran, Hezbollah, China, and Russia to come in and set up shop and take over those resources, taking advantage of them, because yes, they are a very poor country at this time. You know, look, they need to get
It's
in
been
line
over 10
first.
seconds,
Do you think it's a good thing for the United States to have that happen right in our backyard?
to have what happen?
To have the country with the number one oil reserves in the world partner up with countries which are not our friends, which are not our allies,
What if I told you that was already
and exploit those resources? What are they
Okay.
going to start setting up army bases down there, military
What if
bases?
I told you, Michael?
Put nuclear
that-
weapons down there? Seriously? Nemo.
Let me know when you're done.
No, Nemo, do you think it would be okay
Are you
for
done?
them? Nemo, can I ask you a question? Do you
No,
think
you
it would
already
be
asked me a
okay?
question.
I will let you know when I'm done. In 5 years, that Russia exploiting the oil reserves to partner with Maduro get so cozy with him, they set up military bases and bring nuclear weapons right there, 3 hour flight from us.
Are
Would
you
that be
done?
okay? Would that be okay, Nemo?
Oh, okay. Are you done now?
Yeah, if you answer my question, would that be okay with you?
I was trying to answer your original question. So, what if I told you, because your original question was, do I think it's okay for China and Russia to partner up with a country that is like number one in oil reserves or whatever the fuck? What if I told you that type of situation was already going on? What if I told you that?
That Russia and China are partnered with another country that has the number one oil reserves? Which country would that be?
Well, it's not number one, but it's, I mean, one of the highest. It's going to be
Okay,
Saudi
which
Arabia.
country would that be?
Saudi Arabia.
That
What if I
China
told
and
you that
Russia,
there's this
or
thing
that
called
with
OPEC?
Saudi
Do
Arabia?
you know what
Okay.
OPEC is?
Yeah, I'm familiar
Okay,
with OPEC.
so
We're not a part of
OPEC
OPEC.
includes Russia, right?
We're not a part of OPEC, but go ahead.
I know. Yeah, no, I know that. I'm fully aware of that.
Okay, go ahead.
But like your point about fear mongering over Russia and China as it pertains to Venezuela, dude, if you're
Nemo,
worried about that, like you need to pick more or better things to be worried about because
Nemo, seriously, bro, if you think that
I've taken an executive decision, which is, Michael, if you're going to
I was
complain about not
speaking,
being...
Erica,
No,
Erica,
Nemo was speaking and you spoke over him.
Nemo was
Nemo, carry on
finished.
and finish. I'll deal with Michael.
I thought Nemo was finished.
I'll tell you when I'm done. So, if you're worried about Russia and China partnering up with Venezuela because that's going to, I don't know, give them a foothold in South America or in our sphere of influence or whatever, dude, China has been working with, I believe it's either Costa Rica or Nicaragua to build out a canal that will eventually supplant the Panama Canal. They've been doing that for years. They were doing that back in like 2015, 2016. Like around that time. I can't remember, I always mix up the two, but it's one of the two. They've been working on that. There are so many projects throughout Central America that are essentially building out a future replacement for the Panama Canal. So China has an interest in that for a variety of reasons. They are working with Costa Rica or in that region on that. Obviously, Cuba has historical ties to Russia. Cuba, I mean, like if you're going to fearmonger about Venezuela and being, I don't know, a puppet of Cuba or of Russia, and oh my God, Russia could they could put a nuke there, and it's only however many. Dude, Russia has been working with Cuba for generations now, and Cuba is 90 miles off our coast. They're still communist. They still work with Russia. Like the notion that America is under imminent threat because China and Russia would work with Venezuela is insane. That's not true. That's simply not true. Argentina also works with China. That was one of the things that we pointed out whenever Donald Trump decided that he was going to do a currency swap with the failing economy of Argentina, and then Argentina turns around and fucks us over by doing business with China. And I think was it beef? I think it was beef. Mm-hmm. Or no, it may have been soybeans. But speaking of soybeans, also Brazil and China working together on soybeans. Okay? And other forms of trade. This idea that China just doesn't do business with anywhere in South America, and if all of a sudden they started doing it, that this would lead to the fall of the West. No, dude, they have been doing business for years and years and years. And instead of us freaking out and removing the leader of a country because he is working with China and Russia, perhaps we should do it better. Because we don't do it better. We don't do it better than China and Russia when it comes to the projects that are being offered to countries or the business opportunities being offered to countries that they work with. Do I think that America, just as like, would I rather have China and Russia running the world? No. I want the US to still be the global hegemon. The point is, the way we do that is way more important, because if we do it through hard power, which is military force, we will go the way of the Soviets, because that's how the Soviets did it. They used military force to maintain and expand power. We were the ones that brought gifts. We were the ones that brought aid and infrastructure projects and we'll help you build, we'll help you do this, blah, 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 right? We endeared ourselves to other countries. And we also definitely engaged in military force bullshit. Like, that also happened. But when we endear ourselves to a country, they are more likely to ally with us on other things. This is diplomacy 101. But if we do it through military, they might go along to get along, but they're just counting the seconds until they can turn around and punch us in the face. And so, as far as Venezuela is concerned, yeah, we've removed Maduro. Right now, it's not bloody. I mean, the VP of Venezuela has said we will not be a colony of a foreign power ever again. So, there's that. That sounds kind of ominous, right? And then Machado, I mean, that crazy bitch, like she's saying, oh, we're gonna open up Venezuela and make it all capitalist. Woo! We're gonna
Amen to that.
We're gonna bring in the oil
Amen.
companies, and they're just gonna privatize everything, and
Bring
people
it
can
on.
come and do tourism here. Like that's
What's wrong with that?
also very bad.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with tourism? I don't get
What's
it.
wrong with tourism? No, it's how you get there. Like, I don't have a problem with tourism. I have a problem with somebody coming along and saying, I know that the people of this country have nationalized our oil because we chose to do that. But I want to privatize it and allow American companies to come in and
What's wrong with that,
basically
Nemo?
take the oil.
But they're not. Look, I think you have a misconception about the oil industry. When you said Russia and China do it better, seriously, man, where are they doing it better? How
Infrastructure?
many Chinese? Do you know that on a $46 billion project in Kazakhstan, there could not be a single piece of equipment that had any origins from China? Do you think that China is involved with the oil industry being built back in
Wait,
Iraq?
why was there not a single piece allowed from China?
Do you think Saudi Arabia uses Russian and Chinese companies to come in there and build? Do you think they use Chinese engineering?
Depends
No,
on what
they
it is,
don't.
dude. Like, I mean, when it comes to
I really don't know what you meant by that. Go
It
ahead.
depends on what it is. My point is that when it comes to infrastructure, Russia, fair enough, they suck. China is cleaning our clock when it comes to infrastructure building, especially inside of China, and advancement inside of China.
Do you know
They
how
are
many
rolling
buildings
out
are empty
nuclear
inside
power
of China,
plants at
Nemo?
a clip. Like, China is rolling out nuclear. Go ahead, speak.
Do you know how many buildings are empty inside of China?
Yeah, a lot.
Google it. Yeah.
What's your point?
You're bragging about their infrastructure when they build and build and build, and a lot of them are empty.
Okay.
Okay, so what is it?
What does
Just
that
for
have
show?
to do with anything? What
So
you're
what's
telling
it just-
me
I mean,
is
you're
that
bragging
China,
about it,
what you're
but
telling
I
me is
think
that
a lot
China
of
has
it's
so many.
just for
Hold on,
show.
Michael. I need you to sit here and analyze what you just said. You just told me that China has so many engineers and so much infrastructure spending and so much infrastructure prowess that they can build whole fucking cities that are empty. Meanwhile, this country insists on making people sleep on the street, many of them being people who served our nation. They would rather watch them sleep on the street than give them a home.
I don't know. I hate to see people suffer. Okay.
No, you don't.
Nah. Don't
Really?
think you do.
You voted for Donald Trump. Don't give me this. Don't give me that line about how you feel bad.
You're
for
bragging
people.
about China. Why is it?
Anyway,
Why is
I
it?
just want to say thank
Hang
you to
on.
the
He
secret.
said a lot. I
No,
barely got a
sorry.
chance to
Thank you to the secret squirrel for poking my
I never
pee-pee.
even got a chance
Thank you to the secret
to what he
squirrel for
said.
poking my pee-pee, saying thank you for the executive decision to mute Michael. I'm not in favour of him taking over the live. So thank you for the £10. The person that said to go home, I'm literally at home.
As you brag about China,
Anyway,
ask yourself why.
One moment,
Why
Michael.
is there
Michael, we've got a couple.
Why is there
Michael,
22
we've got a
million?
couple of announcements to make. Just chill, bud.
Just one second. Why is there?
No.
Why
No.
is there 22?
Hey, consent's important, Chief, and it's my live. We have a couple of announcements to make. Just cool your jets, bud. I want to say thanks to Kat. Thanks, Kat, on the Green app. Sent 3 says for guest is showing why Trump likes the uneducated. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate that. It was kind of you. Quick friendly reminder that if you want to help any of us, our links are in our bios. A number of different ways to offer your support. We appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, a little impromptu thing on a Sunday night. Please keep tapping that screen, helping out with the live goal. And make sure you're supporting our friends, Erica and Nemo. Okay? Yeah. What were you trying to say, Michael?
I'd never like to use. Look, there's good people of China. I love watching videos of how people live life in China, but they're they're not a friend to the United States. Yes, they manipulate their currency. They abuse the Uyghur Muslims.
Yes, they do.
Why is there 30 million more men in China than there are women? Why?
The one-child policy.
yeah, the one child.
Why is there
policy,
30
women or
million
one?
more men?
The one.
Because of the
women?
one
One
child
child policy.
policy.
It was the
But they do
one-child
it better,
policy,
right,
and
Nemo?
the country is
But they
inherent,
do it
like,
better, right, Nemo?
holy fuck.
That's
Do
what
you
you
want to-
said,
do
right,
you-
Nemo?
Dude, do you want to have a conversation or do you want to
But
just
it's
talk
what
to
you
yourself?
said, right, Nemo?
How is it that a man twice my age acts like a fucking 5-year-old? Do you want to have a conversation or not, you old geriatric bitch?
I'm just repeating what you said.
I'll take that as a no. You don't want
I'm
to have
just
a
repeating
conversation.
what
Well,
you
shut
said,
the fuck
Nemo.
up, somebody
They do
who
it
should
better,
be.
right?
Go ahead and looking at their social security check. Go ahead. I'm sure prostate cancer
Yeah,
will take
right.
you out. So listen, future
You don't
rectal
know
ass
shit.
cancer survivor. Listen
Learn.
closely, man who probably has diabetes or high blood
Learn.
pressure, one of the two. Listen, man
Learn
who is
from me.
actively taking Viagra.
Learn
Listen,
from me.
man who wakes up at least twice a
Trigger.
night to take a piss. Listen,
Triggered
you
Nemo.
motherfucker. At
Trick.
no point did I ever say that we are friends with China and that China should be friends with us.
No,
At
you
no
said they
point
do it
did I
better.
say, and this is the problem.
You said they
is
do
that,
it better.
Unfortunately, I mean, if your children have not gone no contact, I'm
Okay,
sure they
I
will,
record-
because you at dinner tables
Where
is
you said
fucking
they-
insufferable, I'm sure.
I
Because those
recorded it.
grandchildren really don't
You
want to
said they
listen to
do-
you
you
talk
said-
about Fox News talking points for the 50th
You said they
time
do
to
it better,
ruin
Nemo.
holidays yet again. I'm sure those Christmases are lonely,
Back
Michael.
it up, Nemo.
Listen,
you said
Michael.
they do it better.
Listen, Michael. I said
Back it
that
up.
China does it better with infrastructure and with building out shit in their country. And they're doing statecraft better than us on the world stage. That is them doing it better. I didn't
Because
say I
they
want
build
China
empty
to rule
buildings,
the
they do-
world. In fact, if you
Got
were
it,
actually
Nemo.
listening, which you weren't, I literally said, do I think that China should rule the world? No. I want the United States to remain the global hegemon. I said that verbatim, but you weren't listening because you suck at listening. Because years and years
I was
of
listening.
inhaling leaded
Wait.
gas has caused your brain
Cowards keep me.
to be Swiss cheese.
Only
You are actively suffering
cowards
from
mute.
early onset, well, not early because you're 60, dementia. Like your brain is damaged from all of that lead that you inhaled back in your like teenage years. Sorry, it sucks. You got fucked over, man.
You're crack. It's funny if it Nemo. I would expect better from you. Really, I've
You would
watched you on here
expect
for a
better
while,
from me.
and to see you crash at this geriatric old man is freaking hilarious. People are freaking laughing watching you crash out at this stupid
People
old
are laughing,
uneducated
watching me crash
man.
out at a man twice my age,
Exactly.
behaving like a child.
Yeah, I'm not the one who said China does it better, build empty buildings, but yet there's 30 less women, but they build empty buildings.
Michael, you really suck
Nemo
at
in the
this,
chat.
You genuinely suck at this, Michael. Like you do.
Whatever, Nemo.
You can't have like a coherent discussion.
Nemo, when you get to be my age and you look back on your life,
you see how he deflects from the fact that you pointed out
done what I've done.
You see how he deflects from the fact that you literally just pointed out that he can't have a coherent conversation, and he's literally deflected and pivoted away from the fact that he can't have a coherent conversation by not having a coherent conversation. Dude, this is fucking wild. I honestly think that this might be early onset right here. Like we might be witnessing it in real time.
Whatever. Y'all are funny.
I like the way that
I'm not laughing. I don't think it's funny.
I like the way that he completely ignored the part when Nemo said he didn't want China to be the global hegemon, and was very specific in what he was talking about, that China did better. And Michael listened to absolutely none of that part, because he did what I said he was doing earlier, which is listening to respond rather than actually listening.
Erica, you know, I lived in the UK before, okay?
What part?
My bag
It's
of
funny
proxies
that I really, I mean, I love the people in the UK, but
What part of the UK did you live in, Michael?
US politics,
I call
coming
bullshit.
from somebody in the UK, I lived in.
Nemo and I would like to know which part of the UK, Michael. Hello, Michael.
If y'all stop muting me when you ask me
Okay,
questions,
which part?
I have a
Which
UK
part?
driver's license.
What part of the UK?
Okay.
I just told you, if you would
Say it again.
listen. I lived in Yarm, just next to Middlesbrough and Darlington. I worked in Darlington. I used to go to York and Hull and Newcastle, and I have a UK driver's license.
What county
Okay,
is it in? What
I've been to
counties-
30 countries.
what
How many have you been
counties-
to, Nemo?
What county is it in?
When you're my age, maybe you'll be privileged
What
enough to have visited 30
what
countries.
county is it in?
What country is what in?
What county? Yarm. What county?
It's in Teesside. I don't know what county
That's
it is.
not a county.
Okay, it's Teesside, right? Is it Teesside?
Redcar and Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Jeez.
It's in Cleveland, right, Erica?
The county's called Redcar and Cleveland.
Okay, Redcar and Cleveland. Well, it's not very near Redcar, is it? That's on the coast, right?
Right. Okay.
Oh,
That's
okay,
the
so-
name. That's the name of the county is Redcar and Cleveland.
Okay, perfect. And I was
Does strike
right?
me that he would most definitely be right.
And I
at
was
home,
right?
Right at home with the Northerners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In literally the most deprived part of the country where Michael lives.
What?
Yeah,
Teesside?
where
Yarm is what
There's
you
like
would
a
call
shit ton
posh.
of,
That's where all the
racist xenophobes
footballers
up that
live.
way. That's
Tom
fun.
Hardy's girlfriend has a hairdresser.
Tom Hardy's
The
girlfriend
lead
has a
guitar player from
hairdresser.
Iron Maiden lives in Yarm.
I'm saying that
Are
part
you
of the
kidding
country,
me?
the northeast of England.
Yarm is impoverished.
The northeast of England is the most impoverished area of England. Yes.
Well, guess what? That if you go to England, I guarantee you, people go there. You will damn sure much more enjoy it than when you would London, where
Well,
Erica
Yeah,
is.
because the
No,
prices
I'm
are
not in
probably
London.
really good.
Yeah, Michael, I'm not in London. You're really bad at accents. I'm not in London.
Okay, what are you, Wales? Are you in Wales or what?
Are you okay?
I don't know. I know some
she
accents.
sound
Yours is
Welsh
kind
to
of
you?
plain, to be honest. It's not Geordie. It's not Cockney. It's definitely not Teesside. So I don't know. Tell me, are you from Hartlepool? I don't think so. You're not. You don't sound like you're from Liverpool either. So I don't know.
Whales.
Maybe you've been away for a while. Tell me, Erica. I don't
Away
know.
from where?
Erica, I really don't know, and I really don't care. Whatever your accent is, it's British, right?
Oh, Michael. Who's embarrassing themselves? I think that would be you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, as far as like how many countries I've been to, I think the number is like 15 or 16. But yeah, I mean this notion that I am a China simp or that I want China to rule the world, I never said that. I said quite the opposite. You didn't listen, and you are now making it out as if I am. Oh well, you're just anti-American. You want those fucking communists to run the world. No, I don't.
But my point, Nemo, was you would be happier, it seems, with Russia and China setting up shop in our backyard, exploiting all of Venezuela's resources, rather than the United States, who is first in line to be paid back from what was stolen from us, okay, and from the damages to us. Second of all, it's in our best interest as a country.
Why?
One, to stop the drug flow from that by sea into the United States.
How much
Two,
of how much of all substances in the U.S. come from Venezuela?
recently, since Maduro has partnered with the narco tellers, I would say, from what I think I've read, 25%.
No.
Okay, educate me.
It's closer
If
to
you have a source, I'd be
8
happy
to
to hear it.
13%.
Okay, 13% is still, enough that it causes a lot of harm to our society.
Yeah, where do
I
you
would
think
like
the
for it to be
majority of
zero,
this shit comes from?
right, Nemo?
Where do you
Zero
think
would be a good number.
Right. So don't you think we should attack the big rocks first?
Are you talking about Colombia? I think, I think they should take notice. I really think they should take notice. And the cartels in Mexico as well. I mean,
So then why would we
the
even
amount of
bother ourselves with Venezuela in the first place?
why we bother ourselves with Venezuela in the first place? Because it was the right thing to do.
The right thing to how?
Okay, the narco terrorism.
There's not
For
narco-terrorism.
one, okay, let me ask you this. In a month, 6 months, a year, do you think the quality of life of the average Venezuelan is going to go up now or
Honestly,
down?
no.
I think it's going to go up.
I don't think that it's going to go up for your average Venezuelan, unfortunately, because this is capitalism. Look at the quality of life of somebody that lives inside that American that lives in America. Okay? You said you live in Texas. I don't know if you came from a rural part of America. I did. And I can tell you the quality of life of people from where I came from is not great. Okay? Now, is that to say that it is as bad as Venezuela? No. But also, for you to assume that because oil companies are coming into Venezuela and let's just say they are honest and they just build out all this shit and start pumping oil and all that good stuff, and Venezuela gets to sell more oil. If you think that means that money goes to the people there under a regime that Machado would do, you don't understand the last 40, 50, 70 years of capitalism on the world stage. That is going to be maintained by a few at the very top. It will be standard oligarchy. The same bullshit that Americans point to here, the same bullshit that we will point out, rightfully so, in Russia.
Nemo, you have no reason to think that's what's going to happen in Venezuela.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Yes, no, I do. Do you want to know how I know that it will be that?
Sure.
What happened when the Soviet Union fell in 92?
A lot of countries improve their quality of life. Example, Kazakhstan has a better quality of life than Russia for the most part.
I'm referring to Russia specifically.
I
So
know, and
what
you said in
happened?
'92 what happened. '92, like for instance, Kazakhstan gained their independence, and they had a better quality of
Jesus.
life than
Okay, what
Russia.
happened to Russia?
As far as what their quality of life, their
Yeah,
GDP, I would say it probably went down
it's
if I
crazy
had
how
to
you
guess.
how you have the trivial knowledge about Kazakhstan and their quality of life improvement post USSR, but want to sit here and play dumb the second that I ask you about Russia post USSR. It's because you know good and damn well that we privatized the ever living fuck out of Russia post USSR and flipped the capitalist switch. And what happened? A new class emerged in the Russian Federation called the oligarchs.
Why is that the U.S.'s fault, Nemo? Why?
We did it.
We
We
literally
didn't
oversaw
do
it.
shit
Oh,
to Russia.
all right. Well, Michael,
Seriously,
Michael,
man.
hold on. You want to go? You want to take it even a step further? Remember how earlier you were talking about how great the 50s and 60s and 70s were in Venezuela? Remember that? Do you remember earlier you were
I
telling us?
remember. I
Do you remember
remember.
talking about how wealthy they were and how
I
great
remember
it
relaying
was?
to you
Do you-
what I was reading.
It's just a yes or
from my
no.
Google
Is it a
search.
yes or no? It's just a yes or no. Yes, you remember that? Great.
I remember. Yes, I read
Fantastic.
to you
Okay,
from
great.
Google
So anyways,
the facts.
you were
Yes, go ahead.
right. It was great. Venezuela was really lovely. Do you know why it was lovely? So great and
Capitalism.
wrong. Venezuela in the 50s, 60s, and 70s had a very important program, and it was what they called oil sowing, SOWING. I don't know the Spanish translation, but that's what it's called in English. And what it did was it put money back into their economy and into social services for decades. For decades, Venezuelans had some of the best social services, very progressive. And that was because of their oil wealth and because they put their money back into their country. That collapsed in the 1980s because they got too fucking rich on oil and too greedy, and then elements of like capitalism started filtering its way in, and corruption and different things like that. And then of course, and then you got Chavez and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It got fucked up. But for decades, they were a great place. That's what those people want. Those people want to go back to that. They don't want more capitalism. They want to go back to a time where their country kept its own oil and they got taken care of well. They had a wealthy country that gave them social services. That's what the Venezuelan people want. They don't want capitalism. It fucked their country.
I would ask you then, where are they going to get the infrastructure to produce that oil,
They already have it.
to
They
produce that
already have
capital?
it. They-
Okay, so they're going to
Venezuela
use it,
already
okay,
has
and
that
they're going to
infrastructure.
at a microscopic scale of what they could.
Yeah, and I'm sure that they will develop it, or other nations can help them develop it.
Which nations?
Any, all, doesn't really matter. We could do it.
And we do it best.
Cool.
We do it best. Look, I think you've got a misconception that you think that people on the right, or what you call MAGA, that we don't want to see them do well. I would rather see them do well than for any company to make huge amounts of profit. I would like to see them make maybe 5% over cost for the first 10 years, to help lift Venezuela out of the mess they're in.
But no private company would do that.
Sure, but why wouldn't they? If they've
Because
got
the
if
oil
they've got a
companies here have
vision,
stated that
look,
they will
you
not
know how
do
many
that.
They
years?
literally said they wouldn't.
Look, even if
American oil
oil,
companies have
hang on,
said they
hang on one
won't do
second,
that.
Nemo, please. Even if oil production is going to continue to ramp probably for the next 15 to 20 years. And then even if it stops ramping up, if it stays stagnant at that production rate for the next 50 years, that's a long time of production. And you have to remember, it's not just the oil that is producing gasoline, it's producing jet fuel, is producing diesel, the heavy crude in Venezuela is producing asphalt and plastics and all sorts of things that it's
Yes.
used for. It's a valuable commodity. It's not. I mean, people
I
talk
have
about it that
not
it's.
I've not indicated at any point that I'm anti-oil.
I got you. But look, this is not completely played out yet. These companies, I don't think, from what I've seen, especially Chevron, who's worked with them for years, Exxon wasn't doing them dirty. ConocoPhillips wasn't doing them dirty when they got kicked out. It was Hugo Chavez that had this communist agenda. I don't think,
So
I think it's a broad assumption to think that they're all nefarious and they just want to come in there and get rich and they don't give a
what's the
shit
point?
about
What's the
people.
point of a company, dude? Like, the point of the company is to make money. Of course, if you have a fuck ton of oil, an oil company is going to come in because you have a fuck ton of oil, and they're coming in because they have their own interests in mind, which is to get rich. Like, that's how that works. American oil companies have said they're not going back into Venezuela. And I mean, honestly, that makes sense. Even if you want to argue it from the perspective of, oh, well, Venezuela, those big bad guys, they kicked them out. Yeah, do you think that they would willingly go back to Venezuela after what they've already gone through with Venezuela? No.
I haven't heard or read anything that says they want that any American oil company won't. I mean, I'm sure they probably want some assurances, but I don't know of any that wouldn't.
Assurances by whom?
That their assets would be protected, that they would have some protection from
How are we gonna enforce that?
terrorism. I think that they would
How are we
have
gonna
some
enforce that?
assurances by us having some control.
Got it. So we're doing
Exactly.
a colony. Yeah, we're doing a colony. That's what we're doing at that point, dude.
No, I don't think so.
Again, I'm not a simp for Chavez either. Not a simp for Chavez. Not a simp for Maduro or whatever. But as far as nationalizing oil is concerned, that makes perfect sense to me. If you think that is purely it's a filthy communist, they nationalize the oil instead of letting these God-fearing private companies do the oil stuff. What if I told you that the West does it too? Norway. What if I told you that America does it? Alaska.
Nemo, Venezuela cannot build these refineries. Venezuela cannot build
It's great.
an
It's great that you
engineer.
didn't listen to me just then.
It's amazing. Oh, hang on, Michael. Hang on one second. Amos, hi. Did you vote for Donald Trump?
Yeah, it's legal.
Oh yeah, I voted for Trump for sure.
How old are you and what state did you vote in?
45, California.
45, California. Who did you say it was, Nemo?
I think it's Liam.
This is Nemo's dad.
I
This
don't-
is Nemo's daddy.
I'm not. Who? Nemo, I'm not familiar.
I think he. I don't know.
Just move forward with the conversation.
Yeah. Sorry, not familiar. Anyways, sorry, Michael. We can get back to that.
I've argued with him a few times.
No, what I'm saying is, these complexes that take oil from the ground, not even to refine it, but to clean it up, to compress gas, to send these things to refineries, to separate it, and all these processes takes a lot of engineering and a lot of equipment. A lot of these types of modules come from places in fab yards like in Seoul, South Korea. They're not just built it wouldn't even be built in Venezuela. There would be modules shipped to Venezuela. It's a huge coordination. All of the components of it. The it's like a big set that's built in pieces
Okay.
and then shipped to Venezuela. That requires lots of engineering, lots of coordination,
Yeah.
and Venezuela simply can't do it. They could
Okay.
do a lot of like, of course, the civil, the welding, the structural, and things like that. But the actual components of a refinery and a compressor station and these sorts of things, they simply just can't do it. It's not
Okay.
really a knock on the. Hang on, let me finish. Kazakhstan, one of the largest oil reserves, just built one of the largest projects in the world, a literal $40 billion project. And it all came from Korea, engineered in the UK and the United States for the benefit of Kazakhstan. It's literally like 30% of their GDP from this one site. Venezuela can't do it by themselves. It's a global conglomerate of expertise and equipment and building that would have to go to it. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. A lot of people make good money from it. A lot of families benefit from it, and people in Venezuela will benefit from it. But it won't come from Russia and China. I'm telling you that.
You're acting as if Russia and China don't like have expertise in the oil industry. I mean, especially Russia in particular.
Well, you know what? They can get in line.
That's crazy how that
Absolutely.
works.
They can get in
okay.
line.
Yeah, there it
okay.
is.
So, Michael, listen, dude.
What's
My
wrong with me
point-
saying that?
No. My point is that as far as Chavez is concerned, his motivation to nationalize oil makes perfect fucking sense to me because we should do the exact same thing.
Oh, Nemo. No.
Why?
I don't think you really believe that.
I do.
I don't think so, Nemo.
You don't think so?
I don't think you really believe
Why
that.
not?
That when you said Hugo Chavez nationalizing the oil industry and kicking out the oil companies was a good thing. Look what happened to the people. How many people have died as a
I'm
result
saying
of that decision?
nationalizing oil.
How many people
makes
do you
perfect
think have
fucking
died from
sense to
his
me.
decision to do that?
I said nationalizing oil makes perfect sense to me. I didn't say anything about kicking out oil companies or any of the downstream shit.
But that was a knock-on effect of it, right?
Okay. My point about oil nationalization, I understand the motivation for that because that makes perfect fucking sense.
Look, Mexico has Pemex. They've nationalized their oil, but guess
Good.
what? There's lots of companies working down there because they
Okay.
can't do it.
So what you're saying is that you can have nationalized oil but still have companies work there?
Of course.
So that sounds
But
like
you don't kick 'em
that
out
sounds like
and
you
seize their
also like
assets.
nationalized oil then.
You don't steal from them. When Mexico nationalized their oil and Pemex was formed, they didn't steal every other company's assets
Define
and kick them
steal.
out that was working in Mexico.
I mean, define steal, dude. Like, they're literally pumping oil out of the ground that you own.
Well, they
then
didn't
selling
own.
it.
They didn't own all of the Chevron refineries and all the ConocoPhillips refineries, all the Exxon refineries, and their equipment. That's like I was trying to make the analogy when you guys made fun of me. If a person's building a subdivision and they pour all the pads and they got all their excavators and bulldozers, and you say, "Hey,
No, because Matt brought up an analogy that you wouldn't address.
Erica, why do you do that?"
Because
Why?
you are intensely boring at this point, bringing up the same things you brought up earlier that were
I think it was a
addressed
pretty
earlier,
good conversation, Erica,
that
until
were
you butted in.
addressed that were addressed earlier. And
Okay.
I don't know. Stop crying, Michael.
Erica, you
It's a
have not heard
really-
crying. You're the one
it's a-
crying.
I'm not crying, my love.
Yeah, you are. Erica.
I'm being assertive, and I understand that you don't like women being assertive.
Okay,
I
W.
get that.
Nigel Farage. W.
get-
Nigel
cool,
Farage all
cool.
day. W.
I don't think you understand. You understand. I'm British. I don't have feelings.
It's true.
Quit it.
Saying W Nigel Farage is just fucking wild. He's
Isn't
a
it
meme of a
wild?
person.
Like
He's
Wild.
like a fucking clown, dude.
it's like
But of course, you're the
No,
UK
you know
guy.
what? I said that really just to irritate Erica because she's so annoyed by me.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm
Yeah, I
annoyed.
understand, Erica.
No,
Go ahead.
my love. I'm not annoyed by you. What I can guarantee you is that when you leave this live, I will forget that you are a thing. But what will happen is for the next 24, 48 hours or so, you will very occasionally, maybe while you're on the toilet or something, you'll very occasionally have this thought of, oh, that British woman, she was really annoying. And you know what? I love that that's going to happen to you for the next 24 to 48 hours. I adore that.
You think way too much of yourself, Erica.
No, I think the exact right amount of myself, actually,
No,
Michael.
you think way too much of yourself. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to bed. I can't believe I'm up this late. Have fun. You know, no hard feelings. Love you guys. I wish you all the best. And God bless you. Have a good night.
Just have to say, Michael, that God doesn't exist. Fuck off.
Do you think the nurses were... I think the nurses were there reminding him that it was time to go to bed.
W, you know what, Michael? You know what? I'll agree with you. W, Jesus. We need more Jesuses in our country. We agree. More Jesuses in this country. Agreed. Very good. Very good. I would love to see more people named Jesus in America.
The question becomes, is he referring to people named Jesus, as in people from Central America, or is he referring to people named Jesus, which is the shortened anglicized version of Joshua, as in Middle Easterners? Which one?
Maybe, you know what, Nemo, maybe it's an inclusive term for both. Maybe that's Michael. Maybe that's what he was going for. That's
That
very
makes
progressive
sense.
of you, Michael. We appreciate that. Appreciate you, bud. Very, very good. Okay, guys. I don't want to call it. Got a little Sunday. We had a Sunday night special. Good times. We did a little extra something. Back tomorrow night. Regularly scheduled time. I promise, if we can, we will try to see if we can do outside guests tomorrow night. Okay, I do everything in my power to see if we can make it happen. Also, going to talk offline with Nemo tomorrow, and maybe we'll see if tomorrow night we can get a feed to his tube also. So I want you guys to keep an eye out for that potentially. So I'm working on that one as well. So we'll see if that. But if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do. If you're over on the tube, you'll find his username right down there. So please make sure you're following our friend Nemo. Make sure you're following my main account, my backup account here. Make sure you're following our friend Erica, both here on the talk and on the tube. _Erica over on the tube. And over here on the talk, she's private, but she'll accept you at some point after the live. I did need to say thanks. Thank you to Ray for the 5 in the blue app. Said thanks for educating on Brian's live. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you. Said also keep educating the uneducated. Tell Queen Erica we love her and her knowledge. Teaches us things about our own country, and I'm here for it. Thank you, Ray. That was very kind of you. Do you guys have any other ones you need to read off? Anything else?
I just want to. Some people in the comments who presumably have just found you tonight, Matt, were asking about regular times. So can you just let people know your regular times that you are on?
Yeah, on Monday through Thursday evening, we try to get started sometime between 10 and 10:30, somewhere around then. And we go for a couple hours, usually 3.5 to 4 hours, sometimes a bit more. Then on Fridays, we do Friday afternoons, and that's generally those are the main times that I'm on. Nemo is co-hosting with me for a good chunk of that, and then also Erica, especially on Friday afternoons. And then you can also, especially if you're just finding me, maybe some of you are just finding also our friends Nemo and Erica, make sure that you're following them because you will find them popping up at lots of different random times on lots of other panels. So make sure that you're following them as well. But in terms of me, regularly here, Monday to Thursday, starting between 10 and 10:30 Eastern. Friday afternoons get started between noon, 1-ish, somewhere around there. So, yeah. Let's see. We're going to see who's on. Definitely looking to see who's out there. I don't know. You see anybody?
Oh. It looks like Good Trouble's on.
Oh, we can go. Good Trouble. Sure. Not a whole lot of choice here on Sunday, on these late Sunday nights. All right. Well, that sounds. That's. I was gonna say Carbon, but Carbon's in someone else's live. So I have no idea what's going on over there. So, all right, guys. Well, listen, we're gonna wrap things up. We appreciate all of you guys, and thanks for hanging out. Like I said, on an off night over here.